waiting for someone else to celebrate you. The world won't always clap for your wins, and that has to be okay. But you better be the first person to give yourself a standing ovation. In today's episode, we're talking about why you need to buy your own damn flowers, how to reclaim your power when nobody else recognizes your greatness, and why you should never dim your light for anyone, period. You want to rise? It's time to celebrate yourself because you sure as hell deserve it. So let's get into it. Recently, I had a milestone at work that completely went unnoticed, and I'd be lying if I didn't say that I felt crushed. It's one of those things that when you are the thoughtful person that's doing for everybody else, there's a portion of you that, full disclosure, hopes that even a tenth of your effort is reciprocated. And it's hard in this life because we know we can't expect us from other people. But when you give your soul to something and to other people, and then something really major happens to you and it goes completely unrecognized, it can really crush your soul. For me, I felt a certain way for a few days because I know that when other people achieve this milestone, I'm going to recognize it. And it's hard when you give yourself so much to something, and then something like this happens and it makes you just kind of feel inadequate. I started to question my efforts, my positioning in the way I do things. I started questioning if I was making enough of a difference. And I went down this very not fun spiral for a few days where I was in my feels because my feelings were hurt. And then I had to take the moment and flip the script and ask myself, when have we ever needed anyone else to validate our actions, our efforts, our accomplishments? The majority of what I've been doing over the last year has been silent success. I've talked about it in previous episodes because not everybody is happy for you. And as we'll talk in this episode, it's really sad and honestly messed up that the culture we are in, when you are somebody doing a lot or accomplishing a big milestone that other people want to achieve, instead of seeing you as a source of inspiration and empowerment, people weirdly become petty. They become snarky. And then somehow it falls on you, even though you were just going about your business, doing your thing, and pursuing your dreams and your goals. And part of this I call, as you're experiencing something like this, is the unseen journey. Celebrating milestones when no one else is watching. I really do feel that there's a loneliness associated with accomplishment because high achievers are reaching milestones and there isn't always a soul in sight to applaud you. The truth is that success doesn't come with confetti, nor does it come with applause. Sometimes it's just you standing in your own damn power, staring at yourself in the mirror, reminding yourself that you are worthy and you are proud. People will leave you hanging in the silence of your achievements, and something I've had to do is get used to celebrating by myself in my own way. It's not about the crowd. It's about owning your progress and giving yourself the validation you need and deserve, because sadly, you're not going to get it with the way people are, at least in the environment I am currently in. You also can't depend on others to give you the recognition that you deserve. You have to be the one that acknowledges your own worth and celebrating it wholeheartedly. In this episode, I've created what I call no BS statements, and it's just my unfiltered way of being honest and things that I've had to say to myself to get me through those moments where your heart's kind of broken because you just don't feel like you're appreciated. And in this part, one of those statements is, if you're waiting for somebody to validate your hustle, you're wasting your damn time. Not everyone is going to cheer for you, and you know what? That's exactly why you need to cheer the loudest for yourself. When no one sees your grind, that's your cue to rise even harder. The world doesn't owe us applause. We owe it to ourselves. So screw waiting for permission to celebrate from others. Get your flowers, whether anyone sees it or not. Make the posts and celebrate the hell out of what you're achieving. You're already doing the work. We know this. Don't let silence make you second guess your journey. Own the journey you're on, whether it's you and you alone or you're in a room full of people. There's a dilemma for high achievers because success can bring out the worst in people. People can view your success as competition even though you don't. High achievers often find themselves dealing with envy, passive-aggressive behavior, and even jealousy. It's not your fault, but it is a sad reality of society. Others may get petty because your success makes them feel insecure. That's their problem, not yours. The mean girl mentality doesn't exist just in high school, y'all. It shows up in corporate America. It shows up in friend groups. It shows up in workplaces, and sadly, even sometimes family dynamics. You're a threat to people who don't have the courage to rise. Your success triggers their own fears, and that's not our problem. Stop shrinking your light to make other people comfortable. Let them be uncomfortable while you glow and you grow. No BS statements in this section. If you feel that people are trying to bring you down because of your success, it's because they're scared to rise themselves. Again, their problem isn't you, it's their own insecurities. Let them deal with it while you keep climbing and don't even turn your head to look back. You can't let other people's petty bullshit slow you down. So stay focused on your own damn greatness and stay the course. Because success isn't a competition. It's a freaking gift you're offering the world. So don't let anybody take that or that moment from you. When they talk behind your back, it's because you're doing things they'll never have the guts to do. Please let that be what fuels your fire. Now, let's talk about reclaiming your power and why you don't need external validation to thrive. What you do need is internal validation. External applause is nice, but it doesn't define your worth. You are already more than enough without anyone's approval. Stop giving your power away by constantly seeking the validation from others because it's a trap. Internal validation is what keeps us grounded when nobody else is cheering for us. You are the one that gets to say that I am enough, and you don't have to allow other people to question that for you. Recognizing your own worth is what will keep you moving when the world feels indifferent about everything you're accomplishing. No one can truly validate your existence like you can. So build your validation from within and let that be the fuel that pushes you that much further. Your no BS statements. Waiting for others to say you're enough, please stop. Like seriously, please stop. You are enough right here, right now, on your own. Give yourself credit when no one else does. Celebrate yourself for showing up even when the world continues to overlook you. You don't need somebody else's good job to know you're crushing it. You don't need anybody's fake ass support to keep going. Trust your journey, trust your hustle, and don't look back. Stop begging for applause. This is something that I had to really think about myself when I was all up in my feels, because at the end of the day, I was proud of myself. I was proud of what I accomplished, and even though 99% of people didn't even recognize it or even give light to it, I had to be my own damn cheerleader, and I know that I have to get used to that. Because other people aren't going to validate your greatness, and that's why you need to be the first to do it for yourself. So, how do we manage the jealousy and competition without dulling our drive? Because full disclosure, for those 3 days, I was not myself. I accomplished significantly less, which is slightly embarrassing to admit, but I really was just sad. And so something I've been working on is handling competition with grace. When other people are threatened by your rise, your natural instinct may be to retreat, which is what I did. I disappeared. But you can't. You can't disappear. You have to rise harder. The best way to handle jealousy and competition is to show up as your unapologetic, authentic self without shrinking. Stop dulling your light to make other people feel comfortable. If they're uncomfortable with the way you lead and the way you shine, that's a them problem, not a you problem. The moment you dim your light and lessen yourself for others is the moment you stop growing. And you know damn well around here, when we stop growing, we're dying. So keep pushing, keep shining your light, keep driving that force forward, even when it feels like no one's rooting for you. Your success is not a reflection of other people's inadequacies. It's a reflection of your own hard work and resilience. So your no BS statements. If someone feels threatened by your success, that's their issue to work out, not yours. Don't dim your light to make people feel comfortable. Let people be uncomfortable with your brilliance. Their jealousy is a reflection of their own insecurities, not your worth. So keep rising unapologetically and don't dare apologize. You are allowed to take up space. You are also allowed to succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So never let anyone make you feel small because they aren't ready to rise to the occasion and do the work to have the kind of success that you are experiencing. The moment you start to hold yourself back because of others, because you don't want people to feel bad about themselves, is the moment you stop being the badass you were born to be. And that is not what we're here to do. Please don't change who you are just to fit in and sit at a table that you don't even belong at. Now that you know how to stop waiting for others to validate you, let's talk about how to manage the jealousy and competition that comes with your success. Have you felt a little bit empowered yet? Do you feel like you're holding your shoulders back as you're listening to this podcast? I hope so, because now it's time to dive into why you don't need anyone else to see your worth. Let's reclaim your damn power. Now, full disclosure, I know how it feels to be overlooked because I am literally experiencing it in my life. Let's talk about why your wins matter and how to keep celebrating yourself when others don't. I call this rituals and routines, a way to maintain your energy and rebound with power. There is so much power in daily rituals. Rituals truly are the foundation of maintaining your energy when the world is trying to drain you. In this phase of what you're going through as you're a high achiever, you will realize that you need something to ground yourself and anchor you in your purpose, especially when you're faced with negativity. So start your day off with intention, whether it's meditation or movement, journaling or affirmations. Grounding yourself in the morning sets the tone for the entire day. Listen, you're going to need a system to reboot your energy when shit goes south. So create space for small daily rituals that serve as emotional resets. Define a routine that empowers you, even when you're dealing with toxic people. When you're anchored in your practices, their energy won't knock you off balance. It won't even faze you. Incorporate these practices that soothe your mind, body, and soul because you can't pour from an empty cup. So, our no BS statements. You can't just wake up and expect the world to hand you peace. You have to build it every single day. Morning routines, they're not a luxury. They're a necessity for those who want to keep their power and maintain their sanity. So if you don't have one, you're probably struggling, which I know I am because I am currently booked, busy, and don't have a single moment in my day. So I, far than often than not, am compromising my own needs to get these tasks done, and it's not getting me anywhere. You're going to learn that toxic people, they're going to drain you. But if you have rituals that recharge you, you'll get your energy back so much faster than if you didn't have these rituals. You got to remember that you want to stay at peace when the world is chaotic. So create a routine that resets your energy before you even get out of bed. That way, when you feel the energy of others knocking at your door, that's your cue to press pause and refocus. Please protect your peace at all costs. Now, if you've been following along, you're probably starting to notice that everything I'm doing ties in together. This isn't a secret. This isn't an accident. I have been a business owner for, oh my gosh, 12, almost 13 years now. I have had my own health and fitness business. And throughout that time, I have learned many valuable lessons while also making a significant amount of mistakes. And so at the end of last year on New Year's, if you haven't heard this podcast previously, if you're new to listening, New Year's Eve, I had gone home for Christmas and I came back sick AF. Like I had pneumonia, I had the flu, and then I definitely had bronchitis, they said. So I had like the triple whammy, just like getting knocked down from all angles. And that New Year's Eve night, just sick as could be, I took my little laptop down to the community workspace where we have like little cubicles and like, I want to call them cubicles, like workspace rooms. And I sat there and I literally wrote my book, my first book, The Badass Blueprint. And I did that because I missed an entire year of my life. And somebody said to me the other day, wow, you sure travel a lot. And I started laughing because I used to travel a lot. And then I was in a car accident and sustained a TBI. And I lost a year of my life. The first 8 months after my accident, I went nowhere. I did nothing. I couldn't be in stimulating environments. I was in treatment all the time in a modified work schedule. And I was in so much pain that literally I just wanted to be at home in a dark space. And I was a recluse. I disappeared. And it took almost a year for me to even start to have any semblance of normalcy. And so when I was thinking about the end of 2023, which is when my accident happened, the end of August, almost September, I missed out on all of 2024. I really was thinking last year towards the end of 2024. And I was thinking to myself, okay, like you were given a second chance at life. You've had all these ideas of all these things you wanted to do. Like, are you really going to make a difference with your life? Or are you going to keep being disappointed that you're not farther ahead when you're not even doing the work to get there? And that's honestly where the Badass Blueprint came into play, because I am a no-nonsense person. If you don't know me in person, I literally, when you need advice, I'm going to give it to you and I'm going to be direct and I don't sugarcoat shit. So if you want honesty, I'm going to give it to you. And so when I wrote this book, I was really thinking about how the number one question I get is, Gina, how do you do it all? Like, Gina, I don't know how you do it. And when I think about it, one, it's a privilege to have options. So if you do have options in a support system that has paid for your college or bought you a car or helps you with your down payment, like those are privileges that I don't know. And so I don't have choices. If I don't grind the way I grind and work the way I work, this beautiful life that I have created will not happen. There is no plan B. There is nothing to fall back on. Like, it's me or it's nothing. And so when I was really thinking about how can I create something that could make an impact, that could cut down the time and the amount of failure and missteps I've had over the years of having a business, and then how could I summarize it in a concise manner that would be tangible and effective without overwhelming somebody and taking too much time. And that is where the Badass Blueprint came into play. And it literally is all about implementing strategies for unstoppable growth. And something that I like jokingly call people are baddies, because I love like highlighting people that are badass human beings. Men and women can be badass human beings. But the mindset of a badass is something that took me literally almost to the end of last year to really hone in and figure out. The mindset of a badass is to break through the noise. You need that unwavering mindset of a badass. No excuses, no bullshit, no hesitation. In the Badass Blueprint, we talk about how to cultivate a mindset that refuses to stay small. When I think about my life, even as a child, I was a very talkative child. I was a very headstrong child. I have always had an opinion about a lot of things, and I, more often than not, have been on the other side of standing up for people when not everybody wanted to do it because it wasn't popular. And I have always been that person. And so when I really think about people that are badass, I've never meant to be small. I have always just played small because I've always been insecure. I've struggled with body dysmorphia since I was in college. I have struggled with self-worth because of abandonment. If you listen to my grief episode, you know. I literally am just starting to come into who I am as a human being. And it honestly makes me kind of sad because I am 30 plus and I think how much time I wasted giving a shit about what people thought, questioning the way I said things, did things, or dressed, feeling inadequate going into rooms with other leaders because I'm wearing a dress from TJ Maxx and somebody was wearing something that's Gucci. Like, it's comical when I think about all of the time I've wasted feeling like I don't deserve things just because I'm still playing a narrative that actually is in my past. So this isn't just about thinking positive thoughts because we know that shit is lame and it does not work. It's about getting real with yourself and pushing through discomfort to build the life you know you want. And I'm going to insert a little pause disclaimer here before we keep going. In the book, get it if you don't, like, please support me. 2, in the book, we teach you how to figure out your life, the dream life, not the one that you tell people about, because there's the Gina that wanted to accomplish a certain lifestyle, and then there's the dull version I would share with people because I was so afraid I couldn't do these things. And then when I started actually tapping into that lifestyle, the one I actually wanted, and started pursuing those goals quietly, silently succeeding, that's how I was able to tap into the person you see today. Boldly speaking on this podcast, sharing personal stories on social media, even though every time I want to vomit, that to me never gets easier. And writing this book because the book shows you how to break through self-doubt and mental roadblocks by flipping your internal narrative from I can't to I will. One big thing about me, and I'll never forget when my uncle said this to my family, he said that I don't let grass grow under my feet. And it's really true. If I say I'm going somewhere or I'm doing something, it's already been done or I'm in the car on the way. I don't wait for anyone to live my life. If I did, I would be hauled up in this adorable little apartment that I've created alone. And instead, I go and do things by myself because I'm not waiting for other people to validate me or make me feel like I belong. The reality of this book and why some people will start it and not finish it is because you have to do the work. And this is hard for people because this means showing up even when you don't want to. It means knowing that your growth comes through pushing past your comfort zone to take the next step to get to where you're going. It really is about owning your story and using it as fuel to propel you forward because no one can write your blueprint except you, which I think is like literally the most beautiful part of this book is you write in it, like the journaling that like the prompts, it is physically in the book. And you're creating the blueprint for your own badass life. It may not look like mine with 47 different jobs and running all of these social media accounts and doing all this crazy stuff. You may just want to excel at your corporate job, or you maybe want to pursue a passion or a hobby that you know you don't want it to just be a hobby. But what's so cool, whether it's a health goal or a business goal or a personal goal, that book is the blueprint for you to succeed. And every single time you think about imposter syndrome or self-doubt, there's a chapter in there for that. So the reality of all of this, and your no BS statement in this part of this podcast, I know if you're listening to this, you want to be unstoppable. Like, don't even play with me. I know it because I know I did too. I know I wanted things and I was so terrified to say them because the things I want don't align with the world I come from. But it starts with you and it starts with your mind. Nothing happens until you decide that you're going to make it. Because full disclosure, think about what we've talked about up to this point. You think that somebody's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? Hell, people don't even want to celebrate your accomplishments because they're jealous or they feel less than or adequate, even though you didn't mean to make people feel this way. Again, that's on them, not on you. Don't even let it play you. But the big deal, and I think the funny reality of all of this for me, and I say funny because haha, not funny, but it is now. I just kept waiting for the right moment. I thought, when I'm debt free, then I can invest in the podcast. When I pay off this bill, then I can do that. Literally, what I've learned is that there is no right moment. You create the right moment. That's the difference between people who succeed and people who just wish they would and talk a big game when they have nothing to show for it. The world is going to throw you roadblocks constantly, at all times. But if you're living with the mindset of a badass, you don't just have to pivot, you will bulldoze them down. Because you're not going to magically become successful. Y'all, I am 30 plus years old, and I'm still growing, trying to achieve. I am far from accomplishing what I actually want to accomplish. You have to build your success brick by brick. And I know that the Badass Blueprint will show you exactly how to do it because I did it and I wrote it and I lived it. You're going to face resistance. I feel like I could be the poster child for this because you're going to fail. You're going to say the wrong thing. You're going to do the wrong things. You're going to forget things. And guess what? That's just part of the process. So you have to own your shit. So how do we build habits that last? Habits are the framework of our success. But to build habits that last, you need to focus on consistency, not perfection. One of the best quotes that I heard at a health and wellness conference literally years ago was, "Done is better than perfect." And when you think about it, really think hard. My book probably has typos. I had to submit 7 different versions to get the cover to align properly because math is hard for me. But I put it out there and I know the next book I write will be better. But you can't get to book number 2 if you don't write book number 1. Just like this is episode 70. When I think about that, 70 freaking episodes. We've reached 24 countries and over 250 cities. And I think about the time when those, you know what? I want to say bitchy girls, and I'm just going to say it because it's true, because people were laughing at me and making fun of me for having a podcast. People got together and made fun of me for creating a podcast. And I just think what a bitch move that was, because I would never do that to somebody that's passionate about something, and make fun of somebody for pursuing their passion. So I think about it. If I would have stopped at episode 2, when that was all going down, and if you haven't listened to episode 2, it's called the birthday episode. I didn't think I was going to see my birthday in 2023, so I don't want to get into it and get emotional. Go listen to that podcast. It is the most listened podcast episode I have, but I, full disclosure, didn't think I was making it to my birthday that year. And I think about now, a year and a half later, again, math is hard, 70 episodes in, has a global podcast, just really started. Literally, I can't even laugh about this enough. Just 4 months ago, started taking this seriously. I was just doing the podcast because I thought it was fun. And if you're like, what nut job does a podcast for fun? I do. I am a nerd. I love it. I own it. I love learning different things and growing. But this was a hobby until I was invited to Podfest. And when I went to Podfest and I saw all of these people who were owning their truth, sharing their authentic niche of what their podcast was about, and the fact that people were making an income out of podcasting about something they're passionate about, that to me, I was almost borderline embarrassed that here I was at this podcast fest with all these incredible people. And I was there because I thought it was fun. And I literally drove all the way to this event for 2 days because I was pursuing something I thought was fun. It was just a hobby. And so when you really think about all of this, I say all of that, a little tangent, because I developed habits and I developed a framework for my success. And I started tracking my actions and the lack thereof sometimes to build habits that lasted. And in order to do that, I had to focus on consistency. Again, not perfection, consistency. I had to consistently put an episode out every single week. Has my audio been perfect? No, I freaking had pneumonia and bronchitis and couldn't speak. Like those episodes, they're rough. Is my editing perfect? No. Full disclosure, filming this podcast 10 o'clock on a Monday night. Usually my podcast is already loaded at 8 p.m., but I had to buy a new MacBook, and I am actively learning how to edit this as we are filming this right now on completely different software on this new MacBook. Like, I don't give up. And the Badass Blueprint I highlight because it literally is going to help you cultivate habits that support your goals, whether that's health or wealth or personal growth or the trifecta, all three, because you need all three. It's just about doing small things every day that add up to big results. No more starting and stopping. It's so lame. When you really think about it, as I'm literally like have a second window open right now on my desk, like on my MacBook little computer screen, because you have things like Google and YouTube. You can learn anything, teach yourself anything, and now you have freaking AI that like literally can help you make things sound so much better. There's so many resources out there that like if you're not pursuing your goals or your dreams, your desires, it really is your own damn fault at this point. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you put your little fingers on the keyboard, you can find that path. What you need is to make time to be consistent. Consistency is my superpower. That and organization. Make fun of a girl with a colored planner that has different colors for different activities, but I get shit done. And I get shit done because I'm consistent as can be. No matter what, no matter how tired I am, what needs done will always get done. And I'm very organized, which makes all of this possible. But in order to get to that point, you had to build habits. And they're not about grand gestures because I didn't go from having large fitness events with hundreds of people. Like it didn't happen like that. You know, it's something that had to be built over time. And I had to commit to the small daily actions that aligned with my goals and my purpose that supported that mission that created the foundation sweating together for a cause. And so this little book, and she's cute, breaks down how to create a sustainable system of habits that do become second nature so your success will feel effortless. I do what is in my book every single day, all day, every week, because now it is my second nature and I know what needs done on what days, at what time, and I have my checklist and I execute my checklist and I repeat it every single day. That's not cute. It's not flashy. It's not 98% people even know what's going on. I just rinse, repeat, and continue to persevere. And I will continue to do that until I've achieved my goals, and then we'll make new ones. Your no BS statement in this part of the podcast, and if you know me, you know me, stop looking for motivation. Motivation is overrated, and I think it's a lie. You have to create a system that doesn't rely on motivation to get you through the day. Because let me tell you, when that snarky ass comment comes through or somebody hates on your success or you hear somebody's talking shit about you, you're going to get so derailed and then you're going to need something to fall back on. Have a plan. Sustainable success isn't about doing it all at once. It's about doing it every damn day without fail. Don't feel like it? Too bad. Do it anyways. Inconvenient because you have other places you need to go and all your friends are going out, but you didn't film your podcast yet? Don't matter. Go film it. You have to be consistent so that you become somebody that truly is a master in their field. And if you can't commit to the small action steps every day, you're never going to achieve the big ones. And then you'll be left wishing for success and making excuses when you didn't do the damn work to begin with. No one becomes a badass overnight. Success is built by taking the small actions that no one sees, but you know they matter. It's about doing everything that you need in a consistent system over time when no one else is looking, and when nobody else is applauding. Now, Balancing life, work, and health without burning out is very tricky. If you've been listening to my podcast, you know that I remain ill. I have a chronic progressive GI condition that is completely out of whack. I am not doing well, and I have been battling my own health for now 7 months. If you're juggling multiple goals, career, health, relationships, it's really easy to burn out. The Badass Blueprint helps you create a roadmap that balances all of these without guilt. You're a high achiever. We know this. You're listening to my podcast. But you don't have to be a martyr. And you'll see this a lot with underachievers. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but it's the God's honest truth. When you hear people being boastful about all of the things they do and how, exhausted they are, they're trying to be martyrs. Instead of taking action and doing the work, they are boastful, making it seem like they're doing so much more when they're not doing shit that actually is leading to success. This book teaches you how to balance your ambitions with rest and how to recharge. You also learn that prioritizing things is key. You have to stop trying to do everything at once. And I wish I was looking at a mirror when I say that because I'm speaking to myself. Instead, you have to focus on what truly matters and align your actions with your highest goals. The book provides practical tools for managing your energy and time so you never feel overwhelmed by your ambitions. The Badass Blueprint isn't just about achieving more. It's about achieving more sustainably and enjoying the process as you go through it. So, your no BS statements. You want to achieve everything. I know you do. Then you better learn how to prioritize your energy because you can't give 100% of everything to everyone because you're not going to even have it reciprocated. The hustle, it's not a badge of honor, just like it's honestly recipe for burnout. Like when you think about this, people often wear their hustle as like a means of like justifying everything about them. And what I've learned, because I used to be that person, is wearing hustle like you're proud of being exhausted literally just leads to burnout. And the real badass moves that like people that are just inherently badass who have created systems, things that work, they move through life with intention, not exhaustion. You don't have to choose between health, wealth, and happiness. You really don't. You just have to learn how to balance them all, and the blueprint will show you how to do it because you carefully curate it for yourself. Now, something I have learned, and this feels harsh to say to myself, but it's true, burnout's a choice. And if you're choosing to burn out, you're not following the blueprint to lasting success. And more often than not, when I'm starting to burn out, it's because I'm fixated on others and things that don't matter instead of staying consistent with my own goals, my dreams, my desires, and my plan that is fueled by passion. So true success, please understand, does not come from doing more. Hello, I'm looking at you again, Gina. It comes from doing what matters most with full focus and energy. Please stop trying to do more, thinking that you're going to accelerate your ability to get to your goals. What ends up happening is everything's half-assed and done poorly, and it doesn't reflect well on yourself. Do things from your statement of priority. And in the book, I explain this, where you have to schedule out your tasks in a certain manner that yield you being able to execute what's best for you, making sure that what needs to happen happens because, hello, we cannot throw caution to the wind. I still fuel all of my passion projects with a full-time and a part-time job. Like, hello, literally 70 to 80 hours a week is where I'm at right now, but it's making everything possible. And then I continue to duplicate based off of a timeline of what needs to get done. So we're going to end this podcast with this statement. It's time for you to take all of this badass energy and honesty today, and please start putting it to work. Stop waiting for the world to acknowledge you. Stop waiting for somebody else to see your greatness. Celebrate yourself, buy your own damn flowers, and never apologize for owning your success. I say that because the most beautiful thing happened last week, and if I wasn't around other people, would have cried. So after everything in the last month, there's been a lot of things that I have been really quiet about. I went and bought myself flowers last week to celebrate two really incredible milestones in my business and at my job. And at the end of the week, we had a member party at our studio to celebrate as we're going into our anniversary. I wanted the member event to be separate from the anniversary event because the anniversary is so sales driven. And I really wanted to celebrate our members because I am the original employee from 2023 that was hired to bring this franchise to Tampa. And when I think back on the last year plus now, there has been so much that has happened. It is not an easy process, and it's still not an easy process. And I've been handling that while being sick, while having a part-time job, while still running my foundation, writing a book, and doing this podcast. And the sweetest person last week, one of our members, bought me flowers. I'm literally going to get choked up saying this. And it's so crazy that she did this because I had made the reel, Life Outside the Hustle, episode 9. If you saw it, I posted it on Monday, August 4th, about me cutting up these flowers I had bought for myself because I, wanted to celebrate myself. And the fact that somebody who's also very busy took the time to buy me flowers and told me that she just recognizes everything I'm doing and she knows how hard I'm working. That's how you know you're in alignment, because I release the pressure and the need for others to validate my success and make me feel seen. And as a result, somebody did make me feel seen. And that's all it takes. Like, I don't need things bought for me. I just want to hear thank you. I just want people to appreciate the hard work that goes into things. That's all I need. And so I say that because that was just a beautiful moment of alignment and balance in life. And so I want you to know that wouldn't have happened if I didn't keep pushing forward. So this is a moment that I highly, highly encourage you. Please keep pushing forward. Please stay unapologetically focused and keep making moves that align with your power. You are unstoppable, and it's time to show the world what you're made of. Not the subdued version of what society makes acceptable, the version of you that's your truest self. Now, if you're ready to kickstart your badass journey, hit the subscribe button, leave your girl a 5-star review. This helps podcasters so much get ranked and recognized, and I really would appreciate if you took the 2 minutes to leave me a positive 5-star review. And if you're like me and you're just sick of your own bullshit and you want a different reality, buy the book, The Badass Blueprint. It's on Amazon. I self-published it through Amazon to get started and help unlock your full potential yourself. Because it's time to get to work, and your blueprint for greatness, it starts now.